Hey, some friends, welcome to the Joy of Stamping with Rachel. I'm Rachel Kuhn, and today is episode 25 of our scrapped video series that helps you with tricks and tips of scrapbooking. I do a pocket style album, so today I'm going to share with you a pocket album Christmas arrangement and give you some of my ideas of how to organize it when you are doing different holidays. All right, so this is what I'm showing you my album. This is the style of album I use. I keep on just adding to it, and each month I'll make something. We did Halloween last month, so that's in here, and it's been fun sharing with you guys all these different ideas and helping build my scrapbook collection as well. So when I say pockets, I mean I have items that are already in pockets. So I don't have a big giant 12 by 12 paper. That is called traditional scrapbooking is what I would call it. And mine is the fast and easy. No, sometimes easy, but mine is definitely has a little bit different steps or thought process behind it. So mine have pockets, so I just slide in things and I glue things on top of the spots that I have. And there's two different sizes. So we have the 4 by 6 or we have a 3 by 4, and there's one giant which is a 6 by 8, I want to say. All right, so you can tell that I already did a lot of Christmas stuff, but let me show you what I used first. This is called the Joyful Days Memories and More card pack. So it comes in a pack like this where you have two different sizes, that 3 by 4, and then we have that 4 by 6. So let me show you as I throw them all around. There's a lot. I should have looked at the count. But look at this assortment here. And I love that there's multiples of the same. And on one side it has more of a print image. And the other side it has more of a festive image there with different colors. Like we have more of that red on the back side. Some of them even have words on them. And then we have those bigger sets here. And I love how it all coordinates. So I don't have to worry about it because all the colors are going to look great together, and the list of colors on there. So if I ever wanted to add anything to it, I can use that as a reference and say, okay, I need cherry cobbler, mossy meadow, old olive, secret sea, and strawberry slush are the colors that they use in this card pack, the Memories and More Joyful Days. So super easy. Totally grab that. If you are not a scrapbooker, you can also use these to make cards. Really super fast Christmas card fronts. So keep that in mind as well. I would totally do something like, let's do a nice combo here. This Merry Christmas. Sorry, we're grabbing something like that on a card front would be cute. You can even go more of a green base to that one side. Oh, this one right here. That's an awesome Christmas card. Just trim it down so it's a traditional card's shape, which is that 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 or a 4 by 5 1/4. And that would be a perfect card front. Maybe add a little bit of embellishments and you would have a nice card right there. All right, those are my card tips. Let's go on to my scrapbooking tips with you guys. So for this, let me tell you the story first of these pictures, because that's what scrapbooking is all about. It's about telling the story. So my story today is from our Christmas from last year, 2024. That's why I have these numbers, not letters. This one's called Alphabet a la Mode. It's an old die set. Then I went ahead and die cut with our gold foil. We'll save that for here in just a second. We'll use those. Okay. But the story of my pictures today, we took a family photo. We always get matching, not always, on Christmas Eve, we usually get jammies. And this year we did matching pajamas, and they were all the Denver Nuggets theme. That is our favorite NBA basketball team. So they got the sporting that. There's even Kiwi, our dog, right there. She's the one that's not looking at anyone. So we have that as one of our main photos for this one. The fun thing about this type of photos is that nobody else is here. So we are doing like a timer version where someone is going and we're making it start. And so we're all trying to get back into place. So fun things, just taking that photo. And then we're going over here and you're like, Rachel, why is there camping photos in your Christmas? excuse me, because many years ago we started a tradition when we were in Colorado. My kids were little and we wanted them all to come down or up to Christmas at the same time. And so what we did was we had them, my husband built our tent in the basement because in Colorado they have snow during the winter, go figure. And so we had our tent we set up in the basement and he tucked them in, read their stories, and they're all nice and snug in there. And then he zipped them closed so that way when we went to go get them, they would all be there in the morning and we would be the ones to tell them it's morning time to get up instead of them going to go sneak and see Christmas stuff. So we've carried that tradition on by having a tent on Christmas Eve that we set up, but we're in California now, so we get to set it up outside. So here's a photo of it all lit up at night, and then here's our photo in morning when they woke up. This was a larger photo, and what I did for this one is I went ahead and I was like, oh, I kind of really like the sleeping bag part of it. So I went ahead and just cut it to size and then added that photo so it still continues on. That's one of my fun tips. If you have a photo that's going more vertical than horizontal, you can just divide the photo. As long as you're not chopping off heads or arms, then you can usually get away with it. So this kind of imagery here, I like that you can see like the actual sleeping bags. So that was an important part that I wanted to keep on this memory. Then on this side, we'll do a quick flip. You can see that we have the stockings all laid out on the couch for them in the morning, so that's what they can come and see. And then I have our dog on the couch, and you can kind of see them coming through the back door of where they are waking up and they are ready to come in to see Christmas morning. As you can tell, my kids are older now, and so Christmas morning, we actually see the sun come up. The other side, what I've done for this one is I just put some cards right now in there. I like these ones. I don't know if I'll have them in this place. I probably won't have the double font by each other, but I just wanted something to be in there right now, so that way it wasn't completely plain. Either I'll add more photos or I'll change out these cards with some of the different memories and more, depending on which ones I like. So maybe something like that would look awesome. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sold on the idea. So my tips for you when you are scrapbooking Christmas. Ready? Because Christmas happens every year, make sure you don't forget the year. So we're going to add our little gold numbers to our photo here. Let me grab it out. Oh, not that photo. Our stocking photo. I'm going to add it directly there onto this one because I have a little blank space on it. Let me grab it. There we go. So I'm going to add the 2024 here on the bottom. And when I'm doing numbers, it's nice always to lay them out first to make sure you know your spacing. You can mark it if you want, just so you know exactly where you want them to go. But what I'm going to do is start with my furthest number first. And on the back, what I did, you can either use our sticker sheets to create a sticker-like back. I just use rows of tear tape. And I'm just peeling off that tear tape now to create that stickiness on it. So I'm going to take this and go over to my corner and start that 4. Nice. Grabbing my 2, just taking off a little bits. If you know me, you know that my family is a family of 6, but we were missing one of my children this year. She was still on her mission, and so she was not in the photo. And that's going to happen again this year, but it's going to be a different daughter as she gets ready to go on her mission to Japan. So we'll have to add, ooh, maybe that's what I'll do with this backside photos, is add my missionary photos from her Christmas. That's not a bad idea. Okay. And then that's what I'll have to do for my next missionary when she has her Christmas in Japan. Okay, just removing the backings from each of these gold foil dies that I did earlier. See if I got them all off. Nice and sticky, hopefully. Yeah, I think so. Again, I'm just eyeballing my spacing. I am not a perfectionist. You'll know that from me, about me, the more you watch my videos. Be sure to subscribe so you can, if you haven't already. I'm just adding our gold to here. My next Christmas idea that I want to do, each year we send out a Christmas letter. And so I think what I'm going to do is grab one of my 6x9 pockets and put my whole Christmas photo letter in there. Because on that photo letter, it has our updates for that whole year. They're very like highlighted versions, so it's not like a long essay or anything like that. But I usually keep at least one for us. And so I think I'm going to scrapbook that already made Christmas photo that I send out each year to all my family and friends. And so I'll have it already scrapbooked that way. Excuse me. All right, we have our year 2024. Awesome. The next thing on this one is we want to add a location. So let's put this in. We have the year. Let's now add location to our scrapbooking. So I'm going to grab out this one now. I gave myself a post-it note so I won't forget. And I hadn't even glue this one down. So that way I can shift it to wherever I want depending on how I want to write it. I'm just taking out one of our old retired Stampin' Write markers, and I'm going to write the location of this Christmas. So this one is an older one, you can tell because it has that writing tip on it versus the bullet tip that we have or had recently. And this one, I'm going to use this grid line to help me write the name of my town. So I live in San Pedro, California. I'll just put CA because California is pretty long. So that way, when I look at this from years to come, I know where this was. Like I said, this is a tradition that we do every year. So I might get confused, like, ooh, where was I for this one? And it'll be nice to have it written down so we don't forget. I'm using that Stampin' Still Plus. I'll add a little bit of adhesive, and then we're going to just add that kiwi dog looking out at the kids coming in photo right there. I could add more details here if I wanted to as well. Go ahead and slide this one back in. On the other side of this card is that most wonderful time of the year, which I thought was perfect for this front photo. It shows that it's going to be Christmas, even without saying Christmas. We're assuming based off of this lettering that that's what this is about. So 2024. Then for this one over here, we are going to add 2 more things. And I went ahead and already did some journaling. So here, this is the other details we want to make sure we have. A little bit of the story. So like I said, if you were just to look at this, the tent, you would have no idea that it has anything to do with Christmas. So I went ahead and wrote a little bit about our Christmas tent. And I talked about how every Christmas we have kids sleep in a tent. They've been doing this tradition since 2006 in Colorado, and we've kept it as a way to keep our kids together. And now they do it just for fun. So I wanted to make sure we added that to it. So if anyone who's looking through this can know that part of the story, especially if they weren't here for this part. Let's say future spouses of my children are looking through, they would be questioning this tent thing. I'm going to use again some of that Stampin' Still Plus, the double-sided adhesive. We're going to flip it and we're going to stick it to our Memories and More Christmas pack, the Joyful Christmas. And then we'll just slide it back in. Nice, easy peasy, love that. Also, so we have the year, we have location, we have some journaling. We need to know who's part of the story, right? So the kids that were home at this time were just Adeline, Lincoln, and Hudson. So theirs is going to go on to this one right next door. So we're going to go ahead and glue on our photo to the top of this card. Just like so. And then we're going to go ahead and add some adhesive to the back of this. And I totally forgot to do something, but we can do it still here in just a minute. As you notice, I have these die cuts, but you could just use a piece of cardstock that you've cut out to size if you don't have a lot of die cuts yet. Keyword yet, you'll get them. But this one's one of my favorite. It's called the textured dies, I think. Oh, let's find it. Textured notes, that's what this one's called. So add this one to your must-get list. It has great shapes of rectangles, and I love all the different stitching around each of them for that framing look to it. So one of my favorites right there. Now we know who was in these sleeping bags. They're empty now, just me taking a photo, but Adeline, Lincoln, and Hudson slept in the tent that night. We have the where, we have what year, because Christmas comes every year. We've got to make sure we have that documented. And this one's now ready to add to my album. However, grab your favorite embellishment. I have these amazing candy ones, real red and white adhesive back peppermints. I would dare say go ahead and add some of these even to your album. So like this one, I probably should have added some here to make it a little bit more playful. We'll put a large, we'll go the medium and the small. Kind of create a fun looking candy look there. And I can honestly add this to any part. So I'd even go back over here. I want to add a little candy piece to this one. These cute little peppermints are just adorable. I'll add some over here. And the great thing about these ones for scrapbooking, they are fairly flat. Usually like rhinestones or other embellishments are a little bit more raised and almost kind of sharp and pointy. And I don't want to cause damage to this plastic pocket here. So I love how flat these peppermints are and how they add just a little bit of that Christmas touch. Very subtle. I could even add some right here and here. We'll do that real quick because if I don't do it now, I probably will forget. We'll add some candy. Who doesn't love Christmas candy? And we'll do one more to this guy. Don't you love how easy it is for me just to slide these in and out? That's my favorite. Probably one of the big selling points for me and these pocket scrapbooking. Okay. And there we go. We've embellished now. And that was like the final step when you're organizing your scrapbook page, is just to add a couple embellishments here and there. But mostly we're focused on the photos and the story. All right, you guys, I hope, excuse me, I hope you've learned something new and had add some tips for what you should do when you are creating your own albums. You can grab most of these items. Some items I use were retired, but most of these items are over at my online store. Be sure to grab them and then check back here every week to see the next episode of our scrap series. And you'll see even more amazing ideas of how to make some Christmas albums using our Stampin' Up! Products from our online stores. All right, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful day and happy stamping, everyone. Goodbye.